Now, Lisa Lanier's on the line. It's March Madness weekend. We've got a story about March Madness. First, though, Lisa, let me ask you this. Dave called me pickle stink on our air on Friday. Is there a lawsuit? I mean, that's public.
Is that actionable?
I mean, come on. Hey, defamation, right? Defamation of character.
All right.
Thank you. Now,
however, I've always learned, even in junior high, that truth is the best defense.
yeah, I'm afraid
Truth
maybe.
is the best defense. That's right. The truth is an absolute defense.
He had to sit in my seat, and he goes, "What's this pickle stink over here?" And then all weekend, they're like, "Oh, pickle stink's coming." And I said, "This is I'm what is it? Emotional distress. I'm in some sort of emotional hell here."
Right.
I'll never do it again, Mount Olive.
Well, I'm bread and butter man. He said I was a dill pickle stink over here. Here's the story. A interesting one to me because the NCAA is suing a group of urologists in Virginia over their ad campaign. It's well known that men, and I think this has been it's kind of like folklore for a while, that you get a vasectomy right before the NCAA tournament begins because you have to lay in bed all day anyway for like a couple of days. So why not watch basketball?
Yeah.
You know, that's because there's all those games this year on Friday. So you get a vasectomy on Friday morning or Thursday, and then you lay in bed all day Friday and watch the
What's
games.
the recovery time, roughly?
It's like
to
48,
be
about
off your
48,
feet?
about 48 hours. You know, and you have a bag of peas on your junk, frozen peas, that is. Because I did a LeSueur.
You put a can on this?
Ooh, LeSueur.
You put a pot of peas on there?
Yeah, I put a pot of peas on there. That was the wrong.
I think this is wrong.
It was wrong. It was wrong. Well, this group is doing something. They call it Vasectomy Mayhem. Now, the NCAA says Vasectomy Mayhem is too close to March Madness. They don't even use the term madness. They did not use it. They used
They were very careful about the language they used.
Yeah, they were. And now they're saying this is very disappointing, and they think this is over the top and too litigious. And I agree, but I think the NCAA has, like, you know,
They
how,
squish everybody.
They do. And you know how the Super Bowl has even, like, the big game copyrighted? I think they may have the word mayhem copyrighted. Let's see if Lisa can shed some light on this. I think the urologist should win here. What do you think, Lisa?
I agree. I like the urologist. I think it's a clever ad campaign. And the NCAA, though, like you said, they already own the trademark, not just to March Madness, but to March Mayhem, Midnight Madness, and Munch Madness for some reason. They just basically don't want anybody. They trademarked everything that you could think of that would involve madness or mayhem. But the standard here, and the reason this actually, the trademark was already allowed, was already granted for vasectomy mayhem. And now the NCAA is challenging that, and the standard is likelihood of confusion, likeliness to cause confusion about the source of the goods or services. And here, I don't think anyone who hears that is going to think, oh, the NCAA is performing vasectomies, you know, or offering vasectomies or endorsing vasectomies. So I don't see it. I don't see the confusion. I think it's a clever little use of, like they said, the time. Now, they do go pretty far, including little basketballs in their ads and stuff. But the point is, use that time recuperating from a vasectomy. So I hope they win. I think they stand a very good chance because who's going to confuse those two things?
Exactly. I agree. And I think NCAA, get a sense of humor, and you don't have to do that.
And the two things go together, like peas and vasectomies.
No, corporations don't.
They don't.
That's not how they operate.
Not the NCAA especially.
Get a sense of humor. Listen to you.
Well, I do. To me, it's promoting March Madness. I mean, it's like lay at home, watch the tournament. You know, why are you doing it? You look like a big
They're
bully.
probably more worried about it looking like they're endorsing this company, the NCAA.
Perhaps that's right.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
They
But
look like a big
these
old
are so dissimilar.
Exactly. And now the urologists have to spend money with their lawyers to go out there. You know, that's your business, Lisa. So good, good for you. But but that's I just think it's wrong. I think it's overreach, and I hope the urologists win. I think we're all on the same page there. You a March Madness person, Lisa? Do you watch these games?
You know, I do. I mean, it's a little bit different, I think, now with the COVID and, seeing so many people like during the ACCs with teams having to pull out and stuff. But I'm still a fan. Of course, I'm a Carolina girl. So.
Oh, me too. I'm a Carolina girl too. And
he is.
He has a shirt that says it.
You're best in the world. I got a shirt that says Carolina girl. And I stayed up. Listen to this. I stayed up till halftime watching them play Florida State Friday night, and they were behind. And I said, I'm giving up. And so I went to bed. And my phone just starts buzzing. Bzz, bzz. I was like, oh, boy, something's going on.
Oh,
Something's going on. It was Diesel and Coop, and they were texting me, and I didn't even blink an eye. Then I got up the next morning and saw this 40 text saying, "Oh, they're going to win. They're up by 5." And I was like, "Oh, we won it." And then at the end, they're like, "Oh, we lost." That's how I followed the game through their texts.
That's nice.
So you made the right decision.
I guess I did.
You did. Clearly you did.
Went on off to bed. Well, I got my shirt on in here today, and we'll get our pom-poms ready for Friday when we play again, Lisa. And you and I will be back. We'll all be back here on Friday for Lawyer Up.
Sounds great.
Thank you very much. As always, Lisa Lanier, our official attorney, LanierLawGroup.com is her website. We were just talking about COVID a minute ago. I said I was down at the old Trading Post yesterday, Dave.
Oh, is that right?
And it was so busy.
Did you leave your horse at the trough?
Yes. And it was so busy in there and I was there for whipped cream cheese for my son.
Oh.
He can't fight through
Stop saying that.
Has to be whipped, eh?
They're going to start calling him that at school.
Yeah.
He's whipped. Whipped cream cheese.
Dad's already whipped cream cheese.
He's too spindly. His arms are too weak to cut through regular cream cheese. So
Yeah.
I got to get him whipped.
Make that a gym goal.
Yeah. He's starting to bulk.
When you can cut through this, you can
Start
stop
seeing-
going to the gym.
Make a training montage of him slowly being able to cut through a block of cream cheese.
TikTok
Yeah,
it. TikTok
that's
it.
right. The question is, have you ever done this? I did this yesterday. It was so packed in there. We were all close to each
A
other.
lot of people out this weekend.
Oh, yes. And the question was, do you hold your breath when you walk past people in a big area like that? In a
I do.
crowded? I do too. And
Especially when I'm like walking
Mhm.
and like, because I don't wear a mask when I'm walking because it's just me.
Yes,
And I usually try to cross the street if I see somebody else, but sometimes you can't, so I'll hold my breath.
me too. I am the same way. You know, when I had COVID, I went out on one walk up and down my street because I just felt so cooped up. I wanted to get outside. And a really old guy, I mean, I say really old, he's probably Chris Dem's age, but he looked pretty elderly. And he was riding his bike.
Hey, neighbor. Oh, God.
Yeah. And I held my breath. And he came over and started talking to me, and I was holding my breath because I didn't want him to.
You believe all this nonsense?
Turning blue, new guy.
But I had it. And I was like, oh, my God.
Or he went home and told his wife, "This rude guy that just
Rude
moved in
guy.
down the street."
I
Say a word.
I barely said it. When I turned away from him, I was like, yeah. You know, that's all. And then
Yes.
held my breath the entire time. And thank God I just saw him riding his bike again yesterday for the first time. It's been 6 months.
You survived.
Jeez, he made it, you know.
You wave at you.
I was afraid.
Hey, you son of a bitch!
I was afraid. I was scared I'd breathe on
This is
him.
my first ride since the ventilator. I still don't know where I caught it. Yeah.
I was concerned. I told my son, I was like, man, there's that guy. Thank God. Getting back out.